Hi guys, and welcome back to another Let's Play of Skyrim Special Edition Modded. We're doing a role play with Artorius here, and Artorius has entered Markart with some new skills that he'd like to try out. So we're going to head over to the forge, and we're going to take a look and see what we can
Yes.
do with our bow and our axe. We'd like to upgrade those
To make
if
my
at
job.
all possible.
Your
So first
job
thing I'm
is
going
to
to
do what
do
I
is I'm going to
say,
borrow
and I
this.
say you'll have many nails and fittings to make before you even
Good
touch it.
morning.
Now get to work.
She's always a kind of angry person, it seems like. Let's just hop on this grindstone here, and let's see what it's going to take to temper our woodcutter's axe. So we're going to be able to upgrade it to a damage of 14 superior, and we just need an armorer's iron ingot. Not going to bother upgrading the bow because I have some different plans for that. And I'll show you that here in just a second. So,
I'm Gorge's
uh,
assistant.
did I happen to bring any iron ingots with me? Of course I did not.
I help her.
Do I have any money? Only a little bit. So, just for the
Blade.
sake of time,
Got an axe here. Good for
I'm going
taking
to
out the
ask
force.
Gorza here if she can help us out
Blades,
with
helmets,
an iron
pretty
ingot.
much anything
We
to
just need
suit your
one.
needs.
And we're going to get that for 22 gold. That's not too bad, I suppose. We'll make it back later when we sell her a bunch of
All
stuff.
right.
So, first things first, let's go take care of the axe. So we're going to give it an upgrade here. Woodcutter's axe to superior. And go ahead and craft it. Good to go. And we get a little bit of skill for that. We're using Ars Metallica mod. And Ars Metallica gives you skills for things that you don't normally get skills for, which is excellent for our blacksmith. So the next thing I'm going to take a
Gorza
look
the one you
at
should ask if you
is
need it.
our bow. And for our bow, we're going to upgrade our longbow to a war bow. Now the war bow is basically, it's just like a longbow, but it's just got some upgrades. It uses a longbow as a crafting ingredient. We need 2 leather strips, which I have, and from all the goats that we killed in the previous episodes, I do have some goat horns here. So we're going to go ahead and craft that. And then let's just compare real quick this one, uh, the war bow. Let's just compare that to our longbow. So we did have a longbow with a damage of 5, and I don't want to favorite that anymore. But now our warbow has a damage of 12. And if we put some perks later on into archery, that's going to go up probably pretty drastically. But we need to gather resources, and in order to do that, we're going to have to do some hunting. And I want to make sure that if we do try to, hunt some deer or things like that for hides, that we're going to need a pretty tough bow. Now this bow, I've used it in previous playthroughs before, and this bow is awesome because it's a little bit OP for early game, but later on it actually can be upgraded, and with the right perks, it can go all the way up through mid game playthrough, and I like it. I like the it's just a simple wooden bow. It's got this. Uh, let's take a look here. Basically, it has there's the upgraded string, and then it has the horned tips, which I don't think that actually shows in the model. But anyway, yeah. So that's our new bow, and so now we've got an axe that does a lot more damage than what we could have gotten from a normal woodcutter's axe. And before we favorite those, let me go ahead and rename them. Let's see. We'll call our bow. Um, art. We'll call it arts. Arts. hunting bow. Alright, and then so we've got Art's hunting bow. Now I know it is a war bow, but we're going to be using it mostly for hunting. And then for our woodcutter's axe, let's rename that also. And we'll just call this Art's axe. Art being short, of course, for Artorius. So Art's axe and Art's bow. Now we have them favorited. We've got visible favorited weapons, which means we're always, whether we have it selected or not, we're going to have a bow and our one-handed weapon. And if we favorite our hunting knife, I believe we'll see that on the model as well. Let me equip it and unequip it. So if it's equipped, it could be that we don't see it because of the clothing model, or it may not be one of the things that's recognized by the mod for the visible favorited weapons.
More than smithing nails right now.
Well, that's okay, Tacitus. You'll get better at it later. Now, let's take a look real quick while we're here at the forge. And let's take a look and see, just real quick, I've added a whole bunch of weapons, and we've got the steel smithing perk now. So we should have quite a few things that we can craft. So that's a nice looking, sword there.
Your job is to do what I say, and I say you
Claymore.
have many nails and fittings to make before you
Yeah,
leave.
so I'll add in the description, if I can remember to do it. I'll put in the different mods that add these swords that I'm using. Some of them are duplicated here and there because a couple of the mods are like packs of other things, so it may add 2 different recipes or 2 different levels of damage. Apparently, if we have a silver bullion and an ebony ingot, we can get an ebony bow, a Felhammer ebony bow, even though I don't have the ebony smithing perk. So that's kind of interesting, this Felhammer ebony weapons. Yeah, I don't know, that might be a little bit much early on. But let's see. And we definitely don't need a new bow right now. Our bow will last us for quite some time. That's a nice looking sword. Fury. Requires moonstone brick, leather strips, and steel ingots. Moonstone might be something a little hard to come by. But yeah, that's a great sword as well. For Art, I think if he's going to use a sword, he's probably going to stick with the one-handed. Another thing I'm interested in looking for here, I'm just kind of browsing, I hope you guys don't mind. The other thing I'm looking for are the axes that should have been added. I should be able to craft a steel axe if I wanted to upgrade that later on. So there's the war axe. That's a steel war axe. I think that's the normal one. But we should be able to, let me just do a search real quick for axe. And woodcutter's axe. Here's the steel woodcutter's axe. So it just needs 2 firewood and steel ingot, which is pretty cool. I think we have a steel ingot. Yeah, let's take a look at possibly making one of these a little later on, because it already is at 14 damage, and our current axe is crafted up to superior, and it's also at 14 damage. So if we make a steel one a little bit later on, um, that one will be able to be upgraded and have even more damage than 14. So yeah, excellent. All right, so what's next? We've got upgraded weapons and a serious lack of money and a serious lack of crafting items. So I think the next thing that we're going to do is, again, like last time, we're going to go do a little bit of hunting. So let me go see if I can find some animals to hunt, and I'll be right back. All right, guys. So we've got our horse Maximus, our trusty steed, and we're going to head down the road. I'm going to explore down this direction, in the northerly direction. We've already done a little bit of exploring east of here, and I did come across a couple of wolves, but I didn't skin them yet. I picked up the carcasses, and I'm storing them in the horse inventory for the time being. So we're going to head north, and we're just going to do a little bit of exploring, and I'm going to gather up uh, some alchemy ingredients and things like that along the way. If I just stop over here near this juniper, I'll pick up the juniper berries with the horse. But I just noticed these guys weren't here yesterday, and they are now. So I'm going to take a moment to speak to these guys. Before I speak to these guys, I just want to mention I'm using a couple more mods also that change the interface. So as you can see, when I look at Ride Maximus here, when it pops up on the screen, I don't have the E button anymore. And I'm using the mod iActivate, only the version that just removes the E, that's all. Because the activate, the immersive activation, I'm using a mod called MIA or MIA, and it's more immersive activation. And you'll see if I walk up to this male Khajiit here, it says male Khajiit. It doesn't tell me his name. I don't know anybody's name with this mod until after I've spoken to them, which I like that a lot. I think it's a lot more immersive. So, how you doing, Maximus? All right, so let's talk to this guy here.
Yes?
Okay, so this guy's name is Rasad, and let's see. Um, I'm curious about your homeland. I've never seen one of these people like
The
this before.
Khajiit hail from a distant land called Elsewhere, bordered on the north by Cyrodiil, and the south by the glistening blue waters of the sea.
That sounds...
Elsewhere is
oh,
an arid
excuse me?
land of deserts and rocky canyons, where the sun shines warmly, always. They're a city so ancient, the sands have swallowed them whole. But now I will say no more, for I miss my home greatly.
Well, I feel where you're coming from, Rasad, because I am missing my home as well. I grew up in Cyrodiil, and being here in Skyrim, it's definitely, I can tell it's going to be a hard life. I'm planning to be selling goods and traveling around and becoming a merchant as well. But I am curious, why did you choose to sell your goods in Skyrim?
An astute question, for we are far from home, and this is a cold, hard land. The wise trader finds the best opportunities, even if he must travel far to find them. Skyrim is a ripe opportunity indeed. The dragons and the war have scared many other traders away, but for those with courage, there is much profit to be made.
Again with the dragons. I don't really believe there are any dragons. I think everybody's just mistaken. So, um, anyway, interesting story. And I'm actually here for very much the same reasons. I'm looking to make money from selling my goods to the people at war. So, let's see what you
Take a
have
look.
for sale. So it looks like you've got, let's look at by damage. some pretty. That's definitely an interesting looking warhammer there. Looks like a tree trunk on the end of a toothpick. And probably because of our level, he doesn't really have much else that's very valuable. Um, as far as enchanted stuff goes, he's got Jolts, which is static shock and chance to deal 5 times damage. That's a pretty good enchant. And then here is Iron War Axe of Threads. Reduces targets with 7% or less remaining health to 1. It doesn't seem as useful. Maybe it's more useful if you can get a higher enchant. Sword of Momentum lowers poise by 15% for 20 seconds and staggers targets with 0 poise. Okay, well, I've never used an enchant like that before. That sounds kind of interesting. And then he's got a couple of hunting knives here. We have a dwarven one, and so ours is a little bit better than his steel already. What kind of armor do you have? Let's look at that by value. Magic. Boots of Avoidance. Move 8% faster. That's interesting. Some really cool enchants this time. 3% chance to restore 30 points of health from a shield. Interesting. And we've got some mod added armors as well. Probably won't be using too many of the... This one looks to be more of a female oriented. Possibly. It's showing the male model, but yeah. I think some of these are geared towards female characters. And jewelry. A backpack. Now, a backpack is definitely something that we might be interested in. But I think we have the ability to craft a different style. And, this is more kind of rough and tumble looking, this fur here. So we might see if we can make something out of leather. Redguard silver ring for 120. I should take note of what prices he's selling his jewelry for. And that way I'm not undercutting myself when I try to sell mine later. Because definitely as a smith, we're not just smithing weapons, we're also going to be smithing jewelry, because that's a very valuable commodity that you can use to make money with. And some of the stuff. Aha! Also, we have a travel lantern. So I have 257 gold. And at this point, I think that is worth it for 31 for a travel lantern. So I am going to get that. We are going to have a travel lantern. I think that's about it, though. We're good on food and things like that. Do you have... Ooh. He's got... Oh, that's way overpriced. Come on. For 1 gold bar, 1,500. However, I do want to mention that with our skills in crafting jewelry, we could probably take this and multiply it several times over if we play it smart. So he'll have some soul gems, and he's selling hides for very expensive prices. So this is another reason why it's really valuable for us. See, a goat, a really good goat hide or a fine goat hide is going to be worth a lot of money, either to sell or for us to use it to make leather, because even leather is probably very expensive. Leather strips, doesn't have any leather for us to compare, but the goat hide, look, a goat hide for 155. So if we get our skills up with our hunting, we should be able to do something similar. So, yep, it was very nice to meet you guys, but I have got to do some hunting, and it is already getting late in the day. It's already noon, so let's see. Now, I'm not thinking I'm probably going to find a lot of stuff on the road, so I think what I'll do is try to do a little bit of exploring off-road, and then we'll see what we can come across. So I'm just picking a random direction here, and we're going to let Maximus take us up into some hopefully unexplored areas and find some wildlife. So once I find something, I'll be right back. Alright guys, we're back, and I spied a whole bunch of goats over here, and if you were with us in the...
Don't go to the Blue Palace. The
You
master is
scared
on
the
vacation.
crap out
Don't
of me.
listen to Dervenin. Don't do it.
Holy crap. Mad woman. I'll say, lady, you scared the crap out of me. Anyway, let's see what's going on here. So, I've got to be a little bit conservative on my ammo. I've only got 31 iron arrows. And we're only going to be doing 20 damage, so... but I believe we get a little bit of a boost on damage at distance. So let me see if I can get some long shots in here before we scare all those guys off. Yep, I'm terrible. Okay, we got one. Got him. There's two. Got. I hit him, but I didn't kill him. Got him. Oh, there's a wolf. So it looks like we're getting a little bit of sneak leveling as well. I hit that wolf once, but I think he ran away. So he must have been on his own. Where'd that other goat go? I saw one walking around this way. It may have ran off as well. Getting a little bit thirsty. Where'd that other goat go? This was a very fortuitous outing. We weren't actually on the road very long, or off the road very long, I should say. And we happened upon these guys, so pretty lucky to find a big herd like that. Now I hear wolves. I hear wolves. Can I see any? It ran off over in that direction, the one that I saw, that I think I hit. Yeah, there they are. Got him. Let's wander over that way. Now, did any of our goats that we hit fall off of here? Looks like not. So we've got these two, and there's one over there that I'm sure of that we were able to get. And here are two more. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. I think one of these was me, and the other one maybe. I think the wolf got after that guy. So let's head over this way. I hear another goat. Can't tell from which direction he's coming though. Oh, you're an aggressive one. He was chasing me down the hill. And he took 3 shots. So I've happened to notice these ones that are a little more, I want to say yellowish in color, they're passive. But the Billy Goat here, he must be the male, or yeah, I think he even has different horns. We'll have to check and see if I'm right about that or not. But see how he's kind of a more of a desaturated white color, or a dirty gray. These guys are almost always aggressive, so I don't feel bad about getting rid of you. That first one that attacked us in one of our first couple of episodes, that one was one that was aggressive as well. So pretty much that's why I'm feeling like we should do the world a favor and just get rid of as many of these goats as possible. You know, we need them anyway. We need them for crafting and things. So I'm trying to look now and see if I can see where that wolf went. Uh, it's really hard to find them in this tall grass. Here he is. Is this him? Yeah, this is him. Yeah. So I did not kill him in one shot. That definitely took 2 shots to kill this guy. But one of the shots was when I was shooting at the goats over there. So alright, let me get to skinning. Alright guys, we're back, and I've just been riding old Maximus around here, and I could have sworn we had at least one more goat. Ah, there it is. Yes, there it is. One more that we did not destroy. Let me get a better angle on him. I can't aim down that far for some reason while I'm mounted. So let me get off. Got him. Right on. Right on, right on. Let me get my horse whistle favorited. That's another one that I use quite a bit. And I'm going to put that on 5. And let me make sure I got these done too. Let's go take care of this guy. Alright, last goat. We still do have 2 more wolves though that need to be field dressed and skinned. We'll get those off the horse here and we'll go ahead and do that. And I've leveled up I think at least twice, so this will be my 3rd time on this hunting expedition. We're still getting some poor hides, but we did get a couple of good ones as well. So pretty happy about that. So let's go ahead and whistle for Maximus. He should come over to where we are instead of us always having to chase after him. There you are. And let me go ahead and grab those wolf carcasses. I believe they're still here. Yeah, and it's when you pick up a carcass, it's terrible. They weigh an incredible amount. So let's go ahead and I'll just drop them right over here. Couple of wolf carcasses, and we'll go ahead and field dress these guys and get them skinned up. Poor hide, unfortunately, and then we'll try our luck on this one. I'm learning the poor hides are only really good for making leather strips. And what we really need is leather. We need lots of leather. So we got another poor one that time. But that's okay. We'll keep going. And the better we get at it, the better our skill gets, the more good pelts that we're going to get. And pretty soon afterwards, we'll even start getting some fine pelts. And the fine ones and the superior ones, those ones yield more leather. So the more skilled that we get at hunting and skinning, the better we'll get. But I think that's going to do it for this time, you guys. So come back in the next one and we'll figure out what Art's going to do with all of these hides and leather strips that he has acquired. I'll see you guys next time. I'm See You Later, and I'll see you later.